everyone, I am Tacet, and today we're going to be going over a couple of Scion teams. Before I do, I just have a couple of quick updates to say. For one, the console update will likely be coming here before the holidays. There's still no absolute confirmation on this, but it just has to go through Microsoft. The main reason it has been held up for all this time is mainly because of all of the chat errors that it keeps having with Microsoft and Sony against their privacy and just a couple other rules that they have on those two platforms for the consoles. Also, as you guys probably saw, I was not able to stream tonight, and there is a chance I might not be able to get a video up tomorrow either. This is mainly because I'm trying to get my healthcare situated, because the deadline for that is only a day away, and because of my move and everything, I still need to make sure I switch that over to South Carolina, because I already had to pay about $1,000 in expenses from that, because I ended up moving from New Jersey to South Carolina, but I only had New Jersey insurance. So right now I'm going through the whole process of trying to transfer that over, and I'll need to finish that up tomorrow before the deadline. And one last thing, which is pretty important with Gems of War, or at least to quite a few of you, is redeem codes. Redeem codes are probably going to be disabled after today. The main reason for this isn't going to be permanent, hopefully. The main reason for this is the way that the developers currently give out redeem codes is actually against Apple's policy. So as of 2.2, they're definitely going to be removed unless they can really like talk something out with them that will be able to do it. But they are trying to. If it's going to delay the 2.2 patch, they will likely have to just completely remove it, which is one reason why they said that. But they are looking into over the next week, seeing if they can implement redeem codes in a different way, so that they could still implement them into the game. The main reason why they would take it away from all three of the PC mobile platforms, from Steam, Android, and Apple, even though it's only on Apple that's causing the problem, is mainly because they like to keep the three platforms uniform, but it's only Apple which is currently denying it. And it would be kind of funny if it got to the point where PC and mobile didn't have codes, but consoles did have codes. That'd be kind of interesting, because I believe they should be able to push out the codes for console as of the upcoming patch. But anyways, that's all the spill of information. A link to some of that information about the codes and the whole discussion on it will be posted in the into the description below if any of you want to read into that a little bit deeper. But for now, let's give out the redeem code. Want to do this first, mainly because I don't know how much longer these will be lasting. I just used this one already to claim it, just to see if the codes were still working, and as of this exact moment in time, they are. So use them while you can. RD4S J2 URX8, and that gives you the normal reward of 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. Enjoy them while you can, because I don't quite know what we're going to be doing with them soon. Also, the giveaway that I was going to do at 3,000 subscribers / the holidays, probably I was going to do it like probably start it within a few days and then do it on Christmas Day and the giveaway, and then give out all the rewards for it. Unfortunately, with this new redeem code thing that's popped up, I may not be able to do that. But anyways, let's now get into the actual video. Scion. We're going to be going over these two teams. The main reason we're going to be doing Scion today is, of course, this event week. It is the only legendary within the drop pool for event keys. I do not advise using event keys this week to obtain a Scion. There isn't really any particular need that you would need for a Scion. You can use things like Corvash instead. There are better blue purples. There's a Scion. And there are better blue purples out there, such as Queen Mav, that you'd probably want to use your trade stones for. But for any of you that have it or have spent your keys already, I will be going over some teams. But just note, you would want to save your event keys this week. It's not that worth it to try getting a Scion. But we'll go over two teams right now, and just in case you actually have one, to show some viability that they might have. So first one we're going to be doing here is Emperor Corvash, Manticore, Valkyrie, and Scion. And that's actually kind of funny. We're almost like up against the exact same team right now. Normally, whenever you use a Scion, you want to use it with all mana drain or all true damage. It works very, very well at just keeping the enemy completely disabled as far as their mana is concerned. It does a little bit of split true damage, which isn't that much damage to all enemies, and then drains all of their mana by 5. which is a little bit of a lower drain compared to Mana Core, which is 7, or Emperor Corvash, which can drain 2 troops completely. But it's still good for if they have something like an Exploder, maybe something like a Gorgotha or a Dragon Soul, just to make sure you can completely disable any of the mana that they keep getting on all of their troops. But of course, a Famine, if you happen to have that mythic, can drain all mana from all enemies. So because of that, there isn't really too much of a need to have a Scion, since a Famine is basically a stronger version of a Scion. One good thing about a Scion, if you were to use it more in a frontline troop, which is what we're going to be doing for our second team. Hey, we got a treasure map. But what we're going to be doing for our second team is, if you do have it fully traded, it does have Siphon, which steals all enemy mana whenever it deals skull damage. The only problem with this is it does have a relatively low attack. It kind of has a little bit lack of synergy with all of its ability and traits, because its abilities make it want to be in first slot, especially its legendary trait. Yet it has a low attack, yet it has a trait that wants you to attack, and it has a trait that you shouldn't really use in first slot because you will need it to keep draining. So it's kind of a troop that is very weirdly optimized, or lack of optimization, I should say, because it works. It's just all around. It doesn't really work at one single focus, because if you put it up front, it has a low attack and you won't be able to utilize its ability completely. But if you put it in the back, you won't be able to use the legendary trait at all. So a little bit of conflict within its own stats that it has, which is one of the reasons why it's not particularly heavily used in the game as of right now. But using it with true damage, using it with other drainers and stuff like that can be a fairly good disabling assist. And if you don't have that too many things to use, it's definitely not a horrible legendary, just not one of the better ones out there. But we'll let Valkyrie do its thing. Oh, for some reason it didn't even do the cast. Well, that's beneficial to us. We'll do that on green right there, get our Corvash up. We won't even let it do that drain. Valkyrie is a particularly good matchup to use with your Scion, mainly because you'll be able to fill it up. Plus, it works well with other things that synergize as well, such as this Corvash. I probably should have taken the red right there. Hopefully he doesn't next turn. He'll probably just take those skulls. That works out nice for us. We'll take our reds, get our Valkyrie up. We'll be able to reach the max souls for the match as well. Probably use that on purple if he doesn't interrupt it, hopefully. It doesn't seem like he will. Good. He'll take the brown. We'll take the blue. It does have +1 to purple, which we will be utilizing more in the second match. We're not really utilizing it too much in this match, but we'll throw that down. And now we have the drain. And oops, I forgot to take the blue. And one good thing about this, which we won't be able to do, is you will be able to clean up troops whenever they get low like that. Unfortunately, it did just clear out, or did just heal itself, so we won't be able to do the split damage to kill it. Right here, we will throw down the Mana Core. I'm not doing it on with the Scion right now, mainly because Mana Core has a 7 drain, whereas Scion only has a 5. If we only had one thing to drain, it's better just using our Mana Core or our Corvash or something like that. We don't need to use that unless everything on his team is getting, or we don't need to use a Scion unless everything on his team is getting the mana. Like if he takes blue or green this turn, then we'd likely want to go for the Scion, which we'll do. It just took green. Let's just take our mana. We'll hold on to Valkyrie, just use this first. We'll let him do whatever he wants with the skulls. We'll probably take some blues as well. We'll get his mana drained a little bit right there. Hopefully have a target for this. I do not believe we have one. Yellow, red, brown. Nope, doesn't look like it. We'll just take these skulls then. Get our mana up that way. We'll Corvash it out. And then our Scion will likely do the cleanup on it if we can actually get an extra turn. Come on, extra turn. Where are you? Yellow? No. Red, green. Nope, no extra turn unless there's on the Cascade, but we'll just throw the Corvash and then that'll wrap it up for this match. And then we'll show it with the Marilith. Marilith is a pretty good assist to be using with a team like this, mainly because it has really, really good value for being able to hit earlier on. 6 true damage to all enemies is very, very strong. And we'll go show this whenever he decides to end his turn here. Hopefully he doesn't get all of his mana up, or he's going to drain us and then delay us just a little bit. Oh, that is exactly what I didn't want to have happen. But not too big a deal. We'll distract him with the skull, and we'll just take this mana right here. We'll still need to take a little bit afterwards, but we were up at half mana. Too bad neither of them surge, mainly because he does have the Jinx, which is reducing our chance to get a mana surge. The skulls, I'm pretty much just going to ignore. We don't really need them. I could go for purples, but I would need another purple pair to be able to do it. Come on. Nope. Okay. He didn't give it to us. Not too many options here. Let's just go for the blue then. We didn't surge. That would have been enough if it did. Hopefully he doesn't deny another blue. Good. Okay. So we'll just take the blue, and then that'll be matched right there. And we can finish it off with the Scion. Not that it matters too much. They both would have done the exact same thing. So we'll throw that down. As you can see, it actually has the mine actually has the same exact damage as my Corvash right now. It did 25 damage split among all enemies, whereas Corvash was doing 25 damage as well, except it hits 2 enemies for that full amount, which is another one of the reasons why it doesn't get used too much. But anyways, let's go now over to the Marilith team with it. You could even use double Marilith if you don't have the double Scion. And you would also need the Scion fully traded if you were to do it in this setup. If you were to do it with just one Scion, you would likely go something like a Gorgotha Scion, oops, my bad, a Gorgotha Marilith Scion Marilith with a mirrored Marilith on both sides of your Scion. But we'll do this. We're going on a double purple banner. We're also up against a Gorgotha, very lucky here. Scion, one of the things it is really good against is a Gorgotha. Since it already has low attack, it doesn't matter that much that it's hitting against a Scion, I mean against a Gorgotha's Granite Skin with that 75% reduction. Not going to matter too much because it's already doing a little bit less on the damage. As you can see, the other values we have are a lot higher than that of what a Scion does. But we are getting a little bit of extra attack because we have other Daemons on the team. If you wanted to go fully unique, you would even get an additional magic, which isn't too needed on this team. But you could switch out one of these Scions for a any other Daemon, and that would give you magic. But right now, we're just going to start off and try getting up our Marilith just so we can start casting against them. We unfortunately did not get that green surge, so we do get a lot of mana whenever we take those purples. As you saw there, we just got 10 for a single surge. We are on +4 right now, which is why that happened. We have +2 from our banner, and we have an additional +2 currently from our Scion, since both of them have a magic link on their first trait. So we'll get that up, get our Marilith, and that will hopefully feed us into everything else. We'll get our Scion up. That'll help quite a bit as well, since we'll now have that drain. As you can see, starting to get a little bit of mana on everything, which is when Scion works best, is when everything just has a little bit of mana, and then it keeps knocking them down from that point. Well, for there on a yellow, we did not get it. Let's see, we might be able to take it off of that. No, he took the other extra turn over there, so we won't be able to do that. He did get a freeze on us. That'll be slightly annoying. I'm kind of just waiting until he gets up a little bit more before I just Scion away at him. Hopefully this will give us Gorgotha, and it does, so that's perfect. Oh, and it even gives us our other Scion as well. So we'll throw this at him next turn as long as the board is clear. Perfect. We'll do that right now. One other thing we can be doing, which I haven't been doing too much yet, is we can take the skulls to take away all of his mana. It takes away all of his mana and gives it to us. So like right here, it took away the 5, it gave it to us the 5 mana, which is helps a lot against Gorgotha, since normally anything that first slots with a Gorgotha is not only using the Gorgotha to tank, but normally is also using the Gorgotha to feed mana to everything. And if you can just keep draining its mana, then you're going to be able to disable a lot of the enemy's mana potential during the match. Like right there, look, he has that 7. We'll take all of it, and it'll fill up our ability to max. So we can just keep spamming the mana drains against him. It is good against select few troops, and Gorgotha is one of them that it is particularly good against. Normally, we do want to cast our Marilith before we just do our Scions, but I believe our Scions alone are enough to finish up this match. So we'll just do that, throw another one, and as long as it doesn't revive on that demonic pact, we should be good for the win. Yep, and there we go. So that is the match. If you guys have any other questions about Gems of War or anything related to it, feel free to leave it in the comment section below, as well as for just the code thing and just everything that's been going on with that. We should hopefully have updates soon, but there is still no official announcements as to when everything will be coming in, but I will make sure to keep all of you posted. So that will wrap it up for this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.